Hi everyone, Thumper here. So APAF is looking at moving on to a Liberation Sinai campaign. And the reason we're doing this is we currently need just a little bit more Liberation weekly missions just to kind of bridge the gap until we get to our workups and deployments, which are painstakingly handcrafted in the mission editor by some of our higher ups. So that is lovely that they do that, but just for something quick and easy, we are looking into going into Sinai. Currently, on Liberation 8.1, there is only one Sinai campaign available, which is Exercise Bright Star. So for this campaign, I've set it up as my APAF custom faction, which I won't get too into the weeds of what is in there. Maybe in another video we'll talk about that. And I have a specifically set up APAF Red 4 faction. The reason I set this up was I really wanted to add in scuds to this faction so they would actually spawn missile sites. So here we have 2 scud sites, which is cool. It's just cool to see them launching and then the air defense is responding. Scuds really suck in DCS, so they rarely ever actually hit anything, but it's just nice to simulate the threat and give us a nice opportunity for a scud hunting mission later on. But this campaign is quite a bit less. It's much smaller than the Caucasus one we just completed. I think distance-wise, it's about the same. There's about 230 nautical miles. I think that's about the same as the Caucasus up the coast that we had just done. But it's a little bit smaller. There's only 3 airfields for either side. So nothing too crazy. And the way I like to set up campaigns is I like to have for the red air, I like to have the cheaper red air be available kind of near the front line. So like MiG-21s, Su-17s, Su-24s, kind of older, cheaper aircraft. And as we work our way deeper into their territory, we start encountering much heavier things. There's, Su-34s, Su-30s, and they have the ability to recruit JF-17s, which are probably the best red aircraft in the game right now. Next to maybe like the MiG-31. But regardless, there's a lot to do here. I set this up so that my crew, my guys, we never really have to encounter AI at our airfield. So Hatzerim here is just dedicated to the aircraft that we actually fly sometimes. Some of these aircraft are ones that we fly sometimes, but as you can see, the Strike Eagle is new, so that is being included. The F-16 and F-18s, that's primarily what we use for the bulk of the missions. We got a lot of those, but if you have a lot of guys in your squadron with lower end machines, you don't want to fill up all the parking spaces in the airport, because if you do, it's just going to be a framey mess when everybody loads in. It's not going to be a good time. So, but otherwise, at Kedem and Nevitim, which I'm sure I'm saying wrong, there's the AI aircraft that I will be using. So, I do intend to incorporate more AI, more blue AI presence in this campaign. So we will be utilizing them more just for like strike, seed in various places in the map. Mostly we'll be trying to stay away from them. So like if we're working in the south, they'll probably be working in the north, vice versa. So what I have chosen for that is F-15C Eagles will be primarily doing any type of cap or escort that needs to be done, and primarily Tornadoes for any type of ground attack mission that will be AI piloted. So we're going to see how that works. Full disclosure, I'm recording this campaign setup talk. Actually, we've flown the first 2 missions at this point, and one of the issues that we have been encountering already is that tornadoes have jammers that they just light up all the time. So if you're looking in any direction where there's a tornado, it's gonna jam your radar for the most part. So, but we have some strategic bombers back here at Nevatim and some other, tankers and stuff. Now, again, since I've started this, we did encounter an issue with this Sinai campaign already. And I think it has to do with the fact that Sinai is not fully optimized yet, since it's very new, just came out. These larger aircraft, such as the E3 and the Stratotankers, they cannot taxi around pretty much any of these airfields because they're running into light posts on the taxiways, and then when they run into light posts, it stops all traffic at that airfield. All the AI just stops. So I am having to use in-flight setup. So if you go to your mission generator, and then default start type is just set to in-flight, so they're spawning in the air. Kind of annoying. Just I like to see them. I like for them to start on the ground, but it's not that big of a deal. And if anything, them starting in flight actually is better for them actually hitting their time on targets when I'm using them. So all around, this campaign is a bit of an experiment for using blue AI more. But obviously, our primary goal is going to be getting control of Malez. Malez is a pretty small airfield. It only holds 30 aircraft, so shouldn't be too difficult, but we're going to try to push up there. For the first mission, my guys did not know that Scuds were there, so we spawned in. Scuds launched on our airfields, and the Patriots went crazy and started intercepting all of them. It was kind of cool, but we will immediately following be, turning these into a high priority target, just because, they will get lucky eventually. They keep firing. They fire about once every, I think it's 40 or 50 minutes at times. So they fire 3 missiles, and eventually they're going to get lucky. And biggest issue is they're depleting our Patriots right now. So it's going to make Red Air have an easier time getting in. But once that's clear, we're going to we'll focus on knocking out Malez, probably focus on this southern region, Scud site, then start looking at this northern region Scud site that is protected by 2 SA2s, and then we'll start, worrying about getting in further. But for now, it looks like a really fun campaign. Really excited to get started on it, including the kind of lessons we learned from the Caucasus campaign. I'm thinking we can make it a pretty damn fun time. So stay tuned, and you'll be seeing Sinai Liberation missions popping up on my YouTube here soon. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you out in the air.